Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Only on 11. Imagine police taking you into custody for something you didn't do, but it doesn't end there. Channel 11's Damani Lewis spoke to the attorneys for a man who says on top of that, doctors forced him to take psychotic drugs.
Well, Lisa, Eugene Wright says doctors never checked his ID and police never checked his ID, and then ultimately gave him medication he didn't need or want.
I don't sleep very well at night.
63-year-old Meadville resident Eugene Wright says he still has nightmares after what happened to him just 6 months ago.
It should not happen again to anyone.
Wright, now retired, says in June he was outside his home in Meadville when Meadville police and a representative of Stairways Behavioral Health confronted him.
They explained to me that earlier that day, around 10 o'clock that morning, I was up at the orthopedic office threatening people up there and threatening myself. I explained to them that no, I was not. I was at work.
But Wright says they never called his office or checked his identity. Instead, police took him to Meadville Medical Center.
The doctor that was down there came in the room and explained to me that he was even sure that they had the right person, and that people with mental problems can sometimes go off the handle and then not remember it later that day. And he says, I believe this is the case right now.
According to a federal civil suit filed today, doctors injected Wright with Haldol, an antipsychotic medication, and Ativan, which is used to treat anxiety disorders.
I was powerless. You know, I had no control of anything that was going on down there.
Doctors later realized they had the wrong Eugene Wright, apologized, and gave him a $50 gift card to a steakhouse.
And she offered me that gift card, and I really didn't have a lot to say to her at all.
Now he's suing the police department, medical center, and Stairways Behavioral Health to send a message.
It scares me it can happen to me again, being there's another Eugene Wright in Meadville.
And this afternoon, we did reach out to Stairways Behavioral Health, and they have not responded. Meadville's police chief at Meadville Medical Center did tell us this evening.
Government kidnaps innocent elderly man, forcibly injects him with drugs, gives him $50 gift card for steak. A senior citizen was kidnapped by police, taken to a local hospital, and forced to take injections of psychiatric drugs, and they had the wrong guy. By Jack Burns, January 4, 2018. Meadville PA Eugene Wright told reporters he still has nightmares about being kidnapped, caged, and forced to take drugs. The 63-year-old Meadville man says he was just minding his own business outside his home in June of 2017 when he was taken into custody by police at the request of Stairways Behavioral Health. They claimed Wright was threatening people at a local physician's office, but he told the police and the representative from Stairways that was impossible because he was at work. What happened next was nothing short of a living hell and resembled a scene out of 1984. Wright says he's now suing for having his civil rights violated. He said, "They explained to me earlier that day at 10 a.m. I was at an orthopedic office threatening people. I was at work. While at the Meadville Medical Center, he and his lawyers say he was injected with Halcion and Ativan, an antipsychotic and an anti-anxiety drug. He described how utterly helpless he was to stop the assault on his health and his freedom. He said, advertisement. I was powerless. I had no control of what was going on down there. Once doctors, and the hospital who should have first identified him correctly, realized they'd made a horrendous and horrific mistake, they apologized and gave him a $50 gift card to a local steakhouse." Seriously. Named as defendants in his lawsuit are the Meadville Police, Meadville Medical Center, and Stairways Behavioral Health. The case will likely end with a judgment or settlement in Wright's favor. He will almost certainly win a large cash settlement, which, if settled through the city's insurance company, will lead to higher taxes for the average Meadville citizen. Errors in judgment involving medical centers often end with multi-million-dollar payouts. Sometimes the amounts are undisclosed while others are published. Read more. Do not prevent crime, call police instead. Neighborhood watch fail. But when police are involved, who arguably should be experts at determining a citizen's identity, the stakes are much higher. Not only do the police become agents operating in conjunction with private behavioral health organizations, they also rightfully earn the criticism of being strong arms of an ever-expanding police state. Worse still, the hospital attempted to bribe the senior citizen with a $50 gift card. An elderly citizen's freedom taken away from him, his mental health was compromised by dual injections of medicines long believed to contribute to the deterioration of one's overall well-being, and they incredulously attempted to give him a meal and send him on his way. The entire incident reeks of fascism, where an overbearing government along with corporations control the police to do their bidding. Wright's case is just an alarming instance of a much broader phenomenon where American citizens are seeing their rights, freedoms, and ability to choose their own health paths compromised by an all-powerful government and its police force. For the skeptic, we provide the common occurrence of forced blood draws. Just this past fall we reported the case of a Mesa, Arizona woman who was kidnapped by police at a gas station, charged with a DUI, and taken to a local hospital where her blood was drawn for the purposes of using her blood against her in a court of law. She had committed no crime and they found nothing in her blood. Wright's case is just the latest in a string of judicial overreaches involving citizens' health. One only has to recall the Utah case of the unlawful arrest of a Salt Lake City nurse who refused to cooperate with police who were intent on forcibly drawing a patient's blood without his consent to conclude the police state is growing larger and more powerful, emboldened by an inability to control itself and its agents. Read more. Confirmed, Orlando cops told to stand down not to pursue shooter for 15 to 20 minutes. The Utah nurse's plight, captured on cell phone footage, serves to illustrate the extent at which officers of the peace will go to take something that does not belong to them, blood, and use it as a judicial weapon against the citizen. It's incorrigible, disgusting, and horrific for everyone involved, especially those, like Wright, who are kidnapped, caged, and sometimes killed for resisting such sadistic attempts to force them to comply.
County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.